Welcome to the video review of the DX Max Ohja from Bakuryu Sentai Abaranger, aka the Deluxe Mezodon Megazord from Power Rangers Dino Thunder. This is a figure I've wanted for a very long time. I finally got one just a few days ago, and I am so stoked to have this. This figure is freaking amazing. It's just so much fun. It's so gorgeously detailed, especially this being the Japanese version, having kept all of the paint apps and all of the chrome especially. It's gorgeous, and it does a lot, so let's get to it. So first off, this is the dinosaur mode, which is a Styracosaurus. And this here's the Dino Carry, which is sort of a chariot that's carrying the two Ramfo Gold axes based on Rhamphorhynchus, and the Spinal Gold helmet, which is based on a Spinosaurus. In this mode, the only thing it really does is roll. There's a three-position switch underneath the chest here. The center position is a neutral off position, and then there is forward and reverse. So going forward, or I always do it in reverse first, I don't know why, but that's forward, and there's reverse. And if you notice, the as it's going, the legs will move similar to Titanus. I'm actually just going to unplug the Dino Carry since there's not too much more to tell with that right now. But yeah, the Styraco itself is very nice. The only articulation is the mouth, so it actually outbricks the Stego. But again, as you can see, legs move to give the impression of walking, just like Titanus. There's also a secondary switch here just underneath the tail that gives you the D position is drive, and the F position turns off the wheels but maintains the motor in the shoulders for using the auxiliary mecha. So I'm just going to turn it to F now since we don't need it in D anymore. This toy does interact with the others in the line. So the first one I'm going to show is the first interaction I'll show is with the Killer Abaranger. And what you do is just basically the only thing it does is you just take the gold mecha, the Ramphos and the Spino, and put the Ramfo Gold into the thighs, as if he was, just storing them. They also fit in the hand should you choose to use them. And then we'll simply swap the helmet out and take the Spinal Gold here, turn it around, put it on instead, and that is the Abaranger, aka the Valkosaurus Megazord, which is pretty cool looking. The helmet does add a lot to it. It gives it some oomph, but this is one I don't use very often, and you'll see why later. So just taking that off, that horn comes off way too easily, this front horn, but in a way it should, because I believe part of this guy's finisher was to throw the axes and then rip his own horn off and throw it as a boomerang. So just going to put him back aside. And coming back to this set does have its own Megazord mode called Max Ohja, aka Mezodon Megazord. So to do that, all we need to do is take these cables, fold them in half, and then fold them up into the leg. Take these stops out from underneath the figure. They'll fold out and just give it some stability so it's not rolling when it shouldn't be. The platform that the Spinal Gold was on will simply rotate around behind the unit. And while we're here, just take the Spinal Gold and just drop it into the leg. You'll barely see it from the front, and this way you don't lose it. It's just a good idea since it's available. The Styraco, we're going to rip off the head and the tail. And then the legs will fold up into the thighs until they snap, and then from what was the back, you're just going to rotate them out. Plunk it on top of the Dino Carry. There is a release tab here for when you want to reverse the transformation. It does lock into place just to keep it's stable. It is a very big and heavy figure. We're going to take off the wheels from either side, plug them onto the shoulders to become arms, and then the arms themselves will just unfold from the wheels. Arm him up with a Ramfo Gold in each hand. Throwing shit, Trevor. Goodness. Plug the Stracco head onto the chest to become the chest piece, and then with the face, you take the tail, open that up, reveals the face. Very nice face. I like the green paint on the eyes, and there's a nice little bit of chrome detailing here. But you just plug that on, and that is Max Ohja in Max Ohja mode, if that wasn't too redundant. This thing is fucking huge. There's no real easy way around to say that. There's no polite thing. It's just a beast. It is massive. Just as a comparison, here it is standing next to the RPM Ultrazord. I cannot even get these two in frame, actually, but as you can see, you can't even see how tall he is, truly. But literally the tip of his tail hat thingy is actually pretty much equal to the top of the RPM Ultrazord. American version, not G12. So, just moving that aside, the final interaction, and I am sorry to rush through all this, but God, there's just so much to do here. The final interaction is with the 4 auxiliary Zords. So to prepare for that, we're going to take away the axes, close up the face, remove the head, plug it into the back. Oops. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm just going to show this real quick. In this mode, when you turn on the motor, it spins these side things for the fireball and shoulder crash thingy. So, but plug the tail into the back, fold up the arms back into the wheels, rip off the side parts from the shoulders, and then remove the wheels and plug them back onto the legs. With this piece, you'll want to take the Ramfo Gold axes and plug them in opposite of each other, like so. With this piece, we're just going to open up that. Start by opening up this leg, since we had our Spinal Gold in there. Set that to the side. We're going to take the Dimetrozord. This again is my custom painted version to look more Japanese. But well, it's not custom paint, it's just filled in, but blah blah blah. Wedge his face into a little notch down there, plug the tail in, and then close up the leg. Come around to this side, the left side, open that up, take the Parasaur Zord, fold him up into limb mode, get his foot in back there and his tail down into a little groove, plug him in, close, we're golden. The Ankylozord, what you'll do is remove the tail tip, and I just wedge it in back here behind the Dimetrozord, because there's no real place to store it, but this way it's decent and you don't see it from the front. So again, limb mode, fold in all of its limbs. We're going to take this piece, attach it to the tip of the Ankylozord tail, and plug it on as the left arm. The Cephalozord, which we never got in America to finish this, but fortunately I ended up getting one. Again, limb mode. Release. Put this piece onto the head, close the collar around it, plug it on as the right arm. And again, we're going to take the Spinal Gold as the helmet. And that is the Max Ryuo configuration, the ultimate configuration, the main reason to really have this toy if you have the auxiliaries. So, yeah, this thing is just gorgeous, and in this mode, it's absolutely amazing. If you like Dino Thunder or Abaranger at all, I highly, highly recommend this figure. Max Ohja, aka Mezodon Megazord.